Please be sure to click on the like button and remember to subscribe to our channel so we can share our latest content with you. So let's dive into the DialPad Soft Agent. We're going to use the Soft Agent because, as you will see very quickly, this is the place where the power of DialPad really comes to life. Left-hand side here, I've got my navigation. This is my inbox with some of the folks that I'm working with. I can see call histories, missed calls, meetings, if I want, if I had any voicemails there, different recordings, all of those are organized here at the top of the window. So in this case, I'm going to give my friend Scott here a call. I'm going to look him up under contacts, and you'll see that when I look him up, I can find and locate all of my past call history with Scott. So what you're seeing here is a window that captures a call that we actually did today. I have a documented summary thanks to DialPad's AI tool that is keeping a complete transcription of what we talked about, along with a summary and with some action items for a call. So without further ado, let me show you how some of this works. First, since Scott is a member of my contact center team, I'm just going to give him a quick text and let him know that we're going to give him a call shortly. All right, hey Scott, I will call you in a few moments. And with any luck, we'll get the A-OK from Scott. Scott's ready to go. Let's give him a call. So all we have to do is we click on the phone icon here at the top, and we're giving Scott a call.
Hello, hello.
As you can see, Scott and I are having a conversation, and DialPad's AI transcription system is capturing virtually every utterance that we're speaking here back and forth. Scott, you see your transcription on your side as well, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now notice that down here at the bottom of my screen, I have a lot of traditional phone controls. So for example, if I want to put this call on mute, I can put it on mute. I can take it off mute and we continue to have our call. I can put this call on hold. I can resume. If I want to transfer Scott's call to another party, I can dial up another extension, or I can press transfer and I can call an outside party as well. There's my keypad. And, during a call, if I want to bring in another party, whether they be internal or external, I can call and add that person to the call. On that note, here's where I can add a participant, which for those of you who've used conference calling, this is the equivalent of doing a conference call. I can press on that. I can type in the name of a party if that contact is saved in my system or in my contacts. Or, if I know the phone number, I'll put the phone number in there and I can add that party to the call. DialPad also allows me to share my screen. So if I want to collaborate, let's say, for example, I'm trying to assist Scott with an issue and we're going to go over a record or some piece of information that I have in a piece of software on my computer, then I can share that with the other party. So I'm going to go to my application window. I'm going to share this email. I'll start sharing that. When I go to share, what this does is it sends a share request to the other party. So, Scott, you should see the link that I sent you for the share request.
I did, yes.
Okay. So now I can share my screen with Scott. And I can stop sharing, of course, at any time. Other controls that I have at my fingertips include a recording option. So those of you who work in contact centers for a living, depending on the circumstance, you're obviously going to want to record a call. DialPad follows all the state and federal regulations when it comes to privacy. So note, when I press this record button, this is going to alert the other party that we are recording this call.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay, now Scott has been informed. Obviously, if Scott doesn't want me to do that, then I'm not going to record the call. And I can stop the recording at any time, and there you go. And we can continue with our conversation. Now notice my transcription option is located here, where I'm hovering over it with my mouse. That little symbol stands for AI. And if I press on that symbol, I can turn the AI on again, and my transcription is flowing. So again, if there is a privacy issue that you have in your work environment and you're not permitted to record or even run a transcription, you can turn those functions on or off. I'm going to send Scott another text just for practice. And away we go. All right, Scott, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Okay, so now I'm going to hang up my call. Now, this is where things get interesting. You're in the business of customer service. Here are a number of ways the DialPad can improve your professional life. So notice, as my call completed, DialPad system created a little summary box, and in this box, it shows a summary of the phone call that I just completed with Scott. And DialPad was nice enough to give us a little wrap-up. Notice the 3 action items that I have as a result of my call. I can take all of this recap text. I can copy it if I want to and send it to my boss, perhaps another party for documentation's sake. I can share the entire transcribed conversation with another party by clicking on this button. The button that I'm going to click on here that I want to show you is actually going to take us to a web page. This is going to take us to the summary page. So if I click on this, again, we come to another page. This is hosted by DialPad. And as all of these things are preparing, I'm going to get several pieces of information that cover the phone call that I just had with Scott. First, I have a complete audio file on the call.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay, now Scott has been informed. Obviously, if Scott doesn't want me to do that, then I'm not going to record the call. And I can step. Okay, so there's the recorded portion of our phone call that DialPad captured here. Okay. Here is my recap. This is the same thing that we saw in the other screen. The difference here is now I've got different ways that I can take this and send this to other parties. I can download the data to, let's say, a folder that I have to keep for work purposes. Again, I can copy all of my text and send it to another party. I can click on the transcript tab, and in this, I'm going to get a complete transcription of the entire conversation. Now over here in this section called Moments, I can look at some things that maybe were memorable or things that I want to capture that were a highlight for the call. Okay? If I have questions, if I had a situation, maybe I had an unpleasant situation with a caller, those types of moments are going to be highlighted here in this section. So I can go back for future reference, analyze those things. Maybe I want to analyze with a fellow agent or a coworker things that went well with a conversation, and perhaps more importantly, things that need improvement. And, so if we had a challenging moment with someone, we can capture those items here in the moments section of the call. Now, if I want to add a comment about this particular call that I want to highlight and save for future reference, I can add a comment, that I tag on the call, again, so I can easily find this later on. Here's something else nice that we can do with all this wonderful information. If I want to share this with another party, I can share all of this data using the Share Call button. In this button, I can create a link. I can take that link and copy it in a chat, any other type of messaging tool that is your preference. In this case, I'm simply going to send this to Scott in an email. We'll paste that in there. And now we've got a link to this call for Scott to review.